As we wrap it up here from Lumen Field, Steve Rabel, Walter Jones, let's look one final look at this game today, and a nice win for the Seahawks, 24-3. Some nice performances on both sides of the ball, Steve.
And as I think Mike McDonald will probably say, we have a lot of room to grow. We have a lot of room to improve when you have that many penalties. I mean, both teams had them, which means the officials were kind of flag happy there for a time. But still, you just can't do that. And we saw how many times it took them out of a drive. You'd have a second down and maybe two. Now suddenly it's 1st and 20. And 1st and 20s, as you know, for an offensive line or anybody else, is tough to recover from. So those kind of things need to get fixed. But I love the stick-to-itiveness on this team. They just kept fighting and fighting and fighting until that last 98-yard drive that just took it out of Miami and put the points on the board to really put it out of reach.
Exactly. That's totally what happened. I thought the defense kept them. When you see the defense playing that well, you kind of saw the offense kind of slow down there a little bit because you're thinking like, okay, this offense can't do anything. So you kind of saw that in the third quarter. But still, again, like you say, once they got to that last drive and kind of put it out of hand, where they kind of sped things up just a little bit more and kind of put it out of hand and let it Miami know that, hey, this is our game to win.
Yeah, even as fans, I'm sure they're watching this thing going, wow, the Dolphins haven't done anything all game, and you feel like it's in the bag late in the second quarter the way that defense was playing. But again, they get the win, and now they move on to Detroit. It's a Monday night game. It's national TV. Seahawks seem to always play well on national TV, Steve. But the Lions go into this one, 2-1, 20-13 win over the Cardinals today, and they're going to be ready to go at their place.
We've played pretty well against the Lions, especially back at their place. So that doesn't mean anything because these are two, again, this is different teams, different years, and all that, different philosophies, different systems. But I will say this, the Seahawks learn something every game. You win 3 games not by accident. Yes, you made mistakes, and you still were able to overcome those mistakes. You found out you were having a difficult time running the ball. Well, you maybe run it a little differently, or you don't have time to throw the ball deep, so you shorten up those passes and allows you to move the ball down the field. I think we'll see all that stuff mixed in to that Monday Night Football game against the Lions. The one thing you can't count on, at least unless I haven't heard yet, is if the Lions are missing people, because the Dolphins came in without their first-team quarterback. They lost a couple of guys along the way, as we did, but by the time the game was ending, they had their number 3 quarterback out there. That's not like Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a tried-and-true professional. So the Seahawks defense is going to have to tighten up, as will the offense, and we're going to cut out the kind of hurting ourselves with penalties.
Exactly. I think that what Detroit is doing now, I think they're totally doing things that they're changing that culture over there. You knowing that they're going to come in this game playing. The coaches got those guys playing. And you got a quarterback that's definitely not going to put the ball in harm's way in the kind of same way that Geno plays. So, like you said, it's going to be definitely what the defense does and how the defense plays because the Detroit is a good offense, but still, again, you like where the defense is at and the way that they're playing.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for the Seahawks team because there's a lot of critics out there say, they haven't played anybody. They beat up on the Broncos. They beat up on the Dolphins. Like, this is really, though, truly a great first gauge for this team to go against a playoff caliber team.
And we're one of the best teams, if not the best, percentage-wise in the National Football League on Monday Night Football. So, again, that's all in the history. That's all in the past. But still, the Seahawks have found a way to win in those big games, especially in recent years. I see why we should not continue that on in Detroit. Let's keep it up.
All right, we'll see. That's next Monday night at Ford Field in Detroit. For Steve Rabel, Walter Jones, Ariel, and Chris, I'm Paul Sylvie. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week from the Motor City.